The Latino Community Foundation invests in Latino organizations and unites leaders to advocate for change. Their approach is rooted in the very essence of what it means to be Latino, with a focus on community and relationships. To tell us more is Program Manager Katia Ramos and Program Associate Marily de Alba-Gonzalez. Marily, Katia, thank you both so much for joining us today on Live in the Bay.
Yes. Thank you so much for having us here.
Of course. Now, when it comes to the Latino Community Foundation, for our viewers who have maybe never heard of it, first and foremost, can you give me an overall view of who you guys are?
Yeah, so we are the Latino Community Foundation, and we're the only statewide foundation focused solely on investing in Latinos here in California. And we do that by empowering them civically and empowering them through our economic wealth building. Really, our foundation is focused on investing in Latino-led organizations to build on the impact that they're building in their community.
Amazing. And I do have to mention this because this is a pretty big deal. You guys actually just got a new CEO. Can you tell me who the new CEO is and why it's so important to the organization?
Of course, our new CEO is Julian Castro, former HUD Secretary, former Mayor of San Antonio as well. We're really excited to have him on board. The Latino Community Foundation is really excited to have him on board to build off the legacy of former CEO Jacqueline Martinez-Garcel. The Latino Community Foundation sought out a leader with national presence to not only help us gain that, elevate us nationally, but as well deepen our roots in California.
That's amazing, and I do have to ask a follow-up on that, Marily, if you don't mind. What exactly does he bring besides the national attention, right? What else does he bring to the Latino Community Foundation that is just so important to the organization?
Of course, I think Julian has been leader just for Latinos all across the nation, which is really important. And we see him as someone that can elevate us, as I mentioned previously. I think the biggest thing for Julian is pivoting into philanthropy and bringing a new perspective that I think will be incredibly beneficial to the changes we're trying to make.
I love that. Okay, so when it comes to some of the programs and the people who benefit from the Latino Community Foundation, tell me how people can get involved in how these programs are helping the community.
Right, so we have a Latino Giving Circle Network, which is the largest network of Latino philanthropists here in California and in the nation. Our members are Latino philanthropists that invest in Latino-led organizations, and being a member of this network means that they get to make investments with their dollars into the organizations and the leaders of those organizations and support the work that they're doing in the community. So you can visit our website at latinocf.org to find out how you can get involved with one of our giving circles and find out if there's a giving circle near you.
And who are some of these positive stories in terms of businesses, people within the Latino Community Foundation that have benefited from some of these programs? Marily, do you know?
Yeah, I can give you a few, but I actually want to pass this one over to Katia. I think she has better perspective on this.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say that there's a number of organizations that we've been able to support, a lot in the Bay Area. For example, at Dev Mission, who's one of our greatest partners, they help support STEM education for youth and help them get into careers where they are pursuing tech. And it really is super impactful to support them, invest in them through our Latino Giving Circle Network and through our Latino Nonprofit Accelerator. We have a number of partners in the Bay. We started off as a foundation that was focused on the Bay Area, and over the years we've been able to expand through statewide, to statewide. And so we're really just honored that we get to support the leaders of these organizations and support anything from healthcare access to immigrant rights and legal services to even pre and postnatal care for women in immigrant families here in the Bay Area.
And what does this mean both to the two of you, being Latino women? What does it mean to you to be part of the Latino Community Foundation? Marily?
Personally, for a community that has given me so much, the fact that I'm able to give back through this work is really impactful, and you get to see the impact every day, and that's something that you don't often find in a job. And it's just the love, culture, power slogan that we have. We really live by that.
Like, truly, you're like, the slogan is really our bread and butter, right?
It is, yes.
That's amazing. What about for you, Katia?
Yeah, I mean, I am a first-generation Latina, and I grew up in a predominantly low-income community of South LA, and I was a direct beneficiary of these programs that we support now, and it is an honor and a privilege to do that and to invest in not only the work that they're doing, but really into the leaders of the organizations, because when we think about who is a leader, we want to make sure that we're elevating the voices of Latinos so that we're not just the recipients of support from grassroots organizations, but really are at the helm of them.
Wow, that's really like a 360 moment, too, to be on the receiving end of some of this, growing up, and to now helping others be on that receiving end. What does that really, truly mean, or say, I should say, about the organization that it's now come full circle?
I think it speaks to the way that we show up for our community, because we support the leaders of the organizations, and we want to make sure that they are representative of the communities that they're representing. So to have a Latino leading an organization that is directly supporting communities in California that are predominantly Latino is really important to us.
And Marily, if there are people out there, especially within the Latino community, who are saying, maybe I could be part of this, or maybe I can be a person who receives some of these benefits, what would you tell them in terms of how to get involved?
Most definitely. As Katia mentioned earlier, please visit our website. You'll find a lot of information there if you want to join a giving circle. There are multiple ways to support the Latino Community Foundation, so I really, really recommend checking out our website to see the different things that we're doing, including civic action, civic impact, and economic empowerment.
Now, what are some of the events or maybe upcoming things that the Latino Community Foundation is doing that the community can get involved in?
Well, for events, we are kicking off the year with our Latino Giving Circle Network retreat that's happening in May. We just announced that it's going to be in LA, so more details to come soon, but you can always subscribe to our newsletter, follow us on social media to find out when that is coming. That's specific for our Latino Giving Circle Network members, but we do have some other events that happen throughout the year, including events related to policy and now other areas that we're focusing on, but really the one that we are most excited about is our Giving Circle Network retreat that's happening in LA.
Ooh, okay, so can we get a little bit more details on this Giving Circle Network retreat happening in LA? What will people expect if they attend the event?
So we're still fleshing out the details, but last year was a really impactful day where we spent the morning in the community in Half Moon Bay with an organization named Alas. They are an incredible organization down in Half Moon Bay, and we spent the day volunteering, going to the fields and supporting the farm workers that they support and visiting their campuses to really learn and be in community. So we talk a lot about investing in our community, but what does that mean and how do we show up for them too? And then we spent the rest of the day strategizing. What do we want to do with our network? How do we, as a Giving Circle network that invests into organizations, how do we want to see ourselves throughout the year and what are our goals? So that's what we talked about last year, and we're excited that that's going to be going on in LA. It's going to be our first time that we're in LA, so we're really excited to have it down there.
Amazing.